Welcome to this latest edition of The Hill with April Ryan. We have a lot to discuss, so let's get right to it. Former President Donald Trump has been hitting the campaign trail this week. Meanwhile, Judge Tanya Chutkan, who is overseeing his January 6th case, is working to get the trial underway. The judge ordered both sides to the hearing this week to set the terms on restrictions on what Trump's team can do with materials received during discovery. Security around Judge Chutkan is being ramped up. This after an increase in threats on social media and comments on the campaign trail. The U.S. Marshals Service is handling security at the court. Security also has been increased at the Superior Court of Fulton County in Georgia, where a decision is expected soon on whether to charge Trump for efforts to overturn the election results in that state. A road in front of the Fulton County Courthouse has been closed. Orange plastic barricades have been erected around the perimeter, and there are more law enforcement officers and K-9 units on site. In other news, Tennessee state lawmaker Justin Jones has won back his seat, and now he's asking to have all his duties fully reinstated. 4 months after being kicked out of the Tennessee State House by Republicans, Justin Jones and Justin Pearson won re-election earlier this month. Now Jones wants his committee assignments to be restored immediately, along with all other rights. The request comes weeks before the special legislative session that is scheduled to begin on August 21st, where they will take up issues of gun control. Where will the Alphas hold their convention in 2025? I can tell you it won't be in Florida. The fraternity made the decision to pull its convention out of Florida, citing the state's efforts to change and erase the history of Black people. Activism is not new for the Alphas, as their membership has included Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and the late Thurgood Marshall.
Alpha Phi Alpha has a legacy of advocacy, and we attract men who value standing up for what is right, for our people. And we are doing this as a means of saying that we can take our dollars where we want to spend them. We're not forced to spend them where they are and be dismissed when we call out something that's foul in policy or in practice, especially at the highest levels of government. So today, we as Alpha Phi Alpha just hold our torch high and say, join us. And many others will, I know, and others will, even though they may have a commitment someplace, we know that they will make a statement and we'll stand in solidarity with them as well.
Another Greek letter fraternity, Phi Beta Sigma, says it is also rethinking its 2025 convention slated for the state of Florida. First, Florida began changing the narrative and erasing the history of Black people, and now it is also working to change how they educate their students on the LGBTQ+ community with the new Don't Say Gay law. Steve Bumbaugh, Senior Vice President of the College Board, says his company is against the new Florida Don't Say Gay law. The College Board was asked to comply with the law, and the answer is no.
We do not exclude any group of people from our coursework. The second part of the response was that our courses are developed by scholars and hew to evidence and facts. And the third part of our response is that we will not do anything that threatens college credit for our AP courses.
I caught up with the new head of Rainbow Push, Reverend Frederick Haynes, who said this is a dangerous time and sounds the alarm for a call to action.
This thing can get a lot worse if we don't stay woke, which is why the Grand Wizard of Florida is determined that we not be woke. And so it's a dangerous time. It's a time where we have to not only look at what's happening immediately, but if we're concerned about the future of this country, we got to be about what Du Bois declared. We got to develop a 100-year plan.
GRIO fam, I have a question for you. What is the real impact, in your opinion, of the recent Supreme Court decision on ending affirmative action in admissions? Well, the Department of Justice and the Department of Education are still working to sort all of that out. The next question, though, does the ruling extend from private colleges into corporate America, in your opinion? That very subject is being discussed this week at the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Summit in Martha's Vineyard. The summit brought together chief diversity officers from organizations all across the country, to include the White House, to help sort through the murky waters of affirmative action after the Supreme Court decision. Danny Monroe hosted the event.
You can go to any company in America and look at its hierarchy and all the different levels, and you will consistently see diverse people are underrepresented at every single level.
I told you we jammed a lot into this week's edition. Thanks for tuning in. We'll have a lot more on next week's edition of The Hill with April Ryan. Until then, peace.